My father, I've been wronged by my children, I've been wronged by my brother, look at who this brother did to me and that sister did to me. We all go through negative situations and problems, trials, tribulations and difficulties in our lives. But how we deal with these difficulties and how we view them and our perception of them is what will determine how the outcome will be. Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal has promised to test us, and we know this. And He says to us, أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. Do the people think that they will be left to say that we believe and they will not be tested? So Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal created these tests in order to see where your faith lies. Now, when some people are tested, you find themselves blaming situation. You find themselves pointing fingers at others. You find themselves blaming external factors. But the most successful people are those who review the circumstance and then come to the realization of what they could have done differently. So they review what they've done, and they realize that here and there we could have made a difference. We could have made a different decision. And that would have then impressed on the outcome. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, his own brothers plotted to end his life, to take him out. اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوه أرضا يخل لكم وجه أبيكم وتكونوا من بعده قوما صالحين. Kill Yusuf or send him far away. Set him far in a far land, such that the face of your father, meaning the pleasure of your father, will be for you alone. He will be focused on you. Yusuf will be out of the equation. His own blood, his own flesh, his own brothers plotted to end his life. And what did they say? After it, you will be good and righteous people. So they plotted an evil deed and then they said, after it, you will be good and righteous people. And this is the thought process of many of those who are thinking that they can commit a sin. They say, we will commit the sin, then we make tawbah, right? But that's just a slight diversion. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam had his own kith and kin, his own brothers, plot and plan against him. And then you find they decided to take him and throw him into a well. They throw him into the well. The caravan of people who are meant to help Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, they take him out, and what do they say? يا بشرى هذا غلام وأسروا بضاعة. Oh, glad tidings, this is a boy. So naturally someone would say these people are happy that they saved a life. No, what was their intention? هذا غلام, this is a boy. وأسروا بضاعة. And they protected him and kept him secret as merchandise. They wanted to sell him off, and they did. They sold him off. Imagine, you find a soul in need, you help that soul, and then you look at your gain. So now they are looking at their gain. They take Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they sell him. He ends up in the house of the Aziz. And the house, the Aziz tells his wife that أكرمي مثواه عسى أن ينفعنا. Honor him, perhaps he will benefit us. أو نتخذه ولدا. Or we will adopt him as a son. Right? The very same woman who is being told to honor the presence of Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam in her home seduces him. And when he refuses and she gets caught in the act, red-handed, she gets caught. What happens? She immediately flips it and turns it against Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, not only committing a wrongdoing, but she turns it into something even worse, because she now lays false accusation upon Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam with regards to something that she wanted to do. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam is being tested, test after test. One, his own brothers want to end his life. Secondly, he is thrown into the well. Thirdly, those who are meant to help him take him out, and then they sell him as a slave, yet he is a free man. And then he ends up in the house of the Aziz, and the wife of the Aziz seduces him and lays false accusation upon him. And the Aziz learns that they are wrong. These women are wrong, or the woman who was trying to seduce him, his wife, is wrong. Yet later on, he decides it's okay, let Yusuf be imprisoned. So, ثُمَّ بَدَا لَهُم مِّن بَعْدِ مَا رَأَوُا الْآيَاتِ لَيَسْجُنُنَّهُ حَتَّى حِينٍ. Then, after the signs became manifest to them, they knew who was right, they knew who was wrong. What did they do? They said, let us put him in jail for a short time. لَيَسْجُنُنَّهُ حَتَّى حِينٍ, until a fixed time. So now they imprison Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Now he is wrongly imprisoned. And there are two youth that enter the prison with Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. They wanted interpretations to certain dreams that they had, and they asked Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, knowing that he has this ability to interpret dreams. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he gives them the interpretation of their dream, and then he tells them, you see how? He first helps them. He renders his help. And then he says, to the one whom he knows he is going to survive, he tells him, you go and remember me to the king. Mention my name to the king so that he doesn't forget me. Now this man leaves the prison and he goes and he forgets Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Again, injustice. Injustice upon injustice upon injustice. And Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam perseveres and he continues. And then Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal causes it to be that he is removed from the prison with a badge of honor. Because now when the king has a dream and he needs an interpretation, the man who was told to remember Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam by the king, he says, I know someone who can interpret this dream. I know someone, and he goes back to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. You see, people that you help will forget you when they don't need you. Don't worry. Don't worry, because you didn't help for them. You didn't help so that, you would get something in return. You helped for the sake of Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal. And this was the attitude of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah made it such that he was extracted and removed from prison, but not only that. He was removed from prison with a badge of honor. From being in prison to helping the king. Allahu Akbar. You see how we say that when you sit and you have faith and yaqeen and belief in Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal, that He will get you out of this problem. Because He has promised that hard times don't last. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. For indeed with hardship comes ease. For indeed with hardship comes ease. Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal promised you, so you say, Amantu billah. I believe in Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal. Wa amantu biwa'di. And I believe in the promise of Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal. He will remove me from this hardship and this difficulty. This didn't stop Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam from trying his best, from making an effort, from doing that which was within his capacity to do so. When he was seduced by the wife of the Aziz, what did he do? He tried to clear his name. Immediately, he said that no, it is her who seduced me, and Allah helped him in that regard and cleared his name. When he is in prison, he tells the man, go and remember me with the king. So he makes an effort to get himself out of the situation. When you deal with your problems like this, not only with faith and belief in Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal, but not blaming circumstance and situation and saying, you see, the situation is so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad. How are we going to get out of this? Look at this man, what he did to me. Look at that man, what he did to me. Look at this woman, what she did to me. When you avoid doing that and you take responsibility as much as possible, you know what happens? Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal sees that you have truly enveloped, you have truly embodied tawakkul and belief, trust In Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal, لو أنكم تتوكلون على الله حق توكله لرزقكم كما يرزق الطير تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. If you were to trust Allah in the manner that you are meant to trust Him, He would have provided for you in the manner that He provides for a bird. It goes out in the morning empty bellied and it comes back in the evening with a full belly, meaning it makes an effort. But at the same time, knowing where the sustenance comes from. Knowing that it comes from Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is removed from the prison. And he is given this position of minister. And he becomes the finance minister. Imagine from being in the prison to being finance minister. And now Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal does something amazing. The same people who oppressed him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends them to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam to receive their sustenance. So their sustenance is written through the one whom they threw into the well. Allah impoverishes them and He enriches Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So when you deal with your problems and your oppression in the right manner, yes, sometimes certain situations it is out of your control. Someone came and beat you up for no reason, out of your control. Yes, you may ask, how can I try and prevent this later on? Yes, it is out of your control. The reaction and how you are going to deal with that situation determines whether you will be successful or not. You can sit down and say, I was beaten and my life is over. And many people use this as a crutch. They know their true potential, but they know the work required to get to success. So what do? They will say, well, my father did this to me, my uncle did that to me, my son did that to me, my aunt did that to me, so I can't succeed. I can't do anything. You are using that as an excuse, as a crutch, not to succeed, because you don't want to do the work that is required of you to succeed. The Anbiya alayhimu salatu wassalam, they continued, they persevered no matter what happened. No matter what happened. Why? Because the dunya is temporary. Allah didn't make it forever. Yes, if it was forever, someone can sit down and say, I'm tired. I can't carry on. We know it will come to an end. So we continue and we persevere. And don't lay blame on others as much as possible. Blame yourself. Yes, that blame can reach a point where it becomes negative self-talk, where you begin to tell yourself, you are useless, you are terrible, look at the mistakes you've made. That is bad. That is negative. That is the type of talk that you shouldn't have with yourself. But when it is to look into the past in order to change your actions in the future for the better, then that is what is required of you in Islam. So make the effort. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam helps his brothers, and yet again he wants something. He has a blood brother that remains with his father. So he says to his brothers when they come to him and ask him for help, he says, there is no help for you later on. We will not help you. I will not do anything for you if you don't bring that brother of yours. I want to see that brother Binyamin, bring him. So they bring him the next time. They go back to their father and they explain to their father the situation. Look, we won't receive the help, etc. Send Binyamin with us. Now the father, this is the second time that they are trying to take a son of his away from him. So he says, okay, he understands that there is no option here. Let us do it. And he sends the brother. Again, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is doing what is within his capacity to rectify the situation. Later on in the story, they accuse Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam once again. After having wronged him so many times, they accuse Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam once again of being a thief. And Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal makes this clear. So they accuse Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam of being a thief. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that when there was no benefit in saying anything back to them, فأسرها يوسف في نفسه ولم يبدها لهم قال أنتم شر مكانا والله أعلم بما تصفون. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam kept it secret within himself. He kept quiet. He knew that there is no fruit in talking back to these people and arguing with them and saying, you are liars, etc. In fact, the benefit is in me remaining silent. But he said within himself, I know you are worse. You are the ones who threw me. He recognized them and they didn't recognize him. So he knew that they threw him into the well. So he kept quiet and he left it to himself. Sometimes you will encounter people in your life who will constantly be negative towards you. They will constantly be bad towards you. They will constantly say evil words. They will paint you as the criminal. Don't worry. Don't worry. The best way to move and to go about that situation is to remain silent and make yourself less of a responsive person. Don't let it show that you are angry and you need to fix this person, etc. Why? They are trying to get a reaction from you. When you do that, you are making yourself more of an, a sacrificial lamb. So leave it. Keep quiet. Remain silent. And know that Allah will come through for you. Allah will come through for you. Especially if these people are regularly doing this to you. All the time. They keep doing it to you. There are two situations. There are two responses. One is to get up and argue and fight your way through it until the end where they know where the line is. And you draw that line, they will not cross it again. And this is one way it is very difficult. You risk breaking sometimes family ties if it is a family member that is doing this to you. You risk that, but you have drawn the line in the sand. Or you can remain silent. Why? This person has an inferiority complex. They've got a problem within themselves where they view themselves to be less. So they need others to seem less in order to feel inflated, in order to feel like they have honor, like they are of value. So the best response, remain silent, make yourself less of a sacrificial lamb, and they will move on to the next victim that they can choose. If you want to be that person who will be the hero and get up and fight, you can do it, but know that there will be consequences. And when it is family, be very careful. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam employed all of these tactics, and he did whatever he could do, and he helped his oppressors, yet he knew that they are still actually bad-mouthing him, falsely accusing him. The same people who threw him into the well, he helps them. You see, when you get to this situation, and Allah will get you to that situation, where if you have been oppressed, where you now have the upper hand, whether it is in this dunya or it is in the akhirah, where you have the upper hand in the dunya, what is beneficial for you most is for you to forgive. When Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam reached the point where they now knew who he was and what they had done to him, and everything was out in the open, he did something amazing.
لا تثريب عليكم اليوم يغفر الله لكم وهو أرحم الراحمين.
There is no harm upon you. Nothing. I don't wish any retribution, any revenge. Nothing I don't want to do. لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. Don't worry. يغفر الله لكم. May Allah forgive you. And He is the most merciful of those who are merciful. Why? Why would Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam do this? One, this was his family. When you've been wronged by family, and I get this so often. I've been wronged by my mother, my father. I've been wronged by my children. I've been wronged by my brother. Look at who this brother did to me and that sister did to me. If it is your family, especially if it is your family, things happen in this dunya. Your best option is to forgive them. Forgive them, let it go. Help them if you have to help them. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Why? It is beneficial first and foremost to you. It will give you a sense of peace, a sense of happiness, a sense of gratitude with Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal, and you will receive the reward in the akhirah. So forgive and let it go and help those who have wronged you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. May Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal help us all, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to deal with family members and community members in the manner that Yusuf alayhi salatu was salam dealt with his own family members. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.